Hello, students. Welcome again. Here, this is the second lecture of the lesson Solid, Liquid and Gas. Today, we are going to discuss changes in states of matter. In the previous chapter, we have discussed about matter. So, in this lecture, we will be knowing about the changes in states. First of all, what happens when matter changes state? As you all know, there are three most familiar states of matter. You all know there are three states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. When a change of state occurs, it is the change of a substance from one physical form of matter to another. And when a substance undergoes a physical change, it does not change its identity, just its appearance. Means when a substance in one state, it is changed to another state, only the state of the matter change, only its physical change take place, its appearance change take place, but actually its identity does not change. To change a substance from one state to another, energy is to be added or removed. And when energy is either added or removed, the temperature change or there is a change in the state. Now here I am showing change in states of water. Different processes are involved when there is change in states of wet water. Let us start from the liquid. Water, as you know, is in a liquid state of matter. If you heat the liquid, it will turn into a gas or a water vapor, and the process is known as evaporation. On the other hand, if you cool the liquid, it will change into a solid. The process is known as solidification or freezing. Now, if you heat the solid, say ice, if you keep it out of the fridge, means its temperature is increased, it is given the heat, it will change into a liquid, and the process is known as melting. In the same way, gas, it can be converted to liquid on cooling, and the process is known as condensation. We will be discussing about all the processes in our next slides one by one. One more important process takes place, that solid can be converted directly into the gas without undergoing the liquid phase. And this process is known as sublimation. In the similar way, gas can be converted to solid form without undergoing liquid phase, and the process is known as deposition. Now, what happens when matter changes state? As you all know, we had done in the previous lecture that all matter is made up of tiny particles. These tiny particles, molecules, they are in constant motion, means they are moving, always moving. During the change of state, or when there is change in state, the motion of the particle changes. Particles either can break away from each other and they are more free to move, or they may come close to each other, they get attracted to each other and they have less freedom to move. During a change of state, a substance gains energy from or loses energy to the environment. Means two things can happen when there is change in state. Either the substance gain energy from the environment or loses energy to the environment. But whatever the case is, the total amount of the energy will never change. It remains same. That is, energy is conserved. Now you can see this slide. This is a slide showing various states of matter, their transformation from one to another, and whether the heat is absorbed or released. As you can say, while melting process is going on, heat is absorbed. While evaporation is going, like liquid is turning to gas, again the heat is absorbed. Even when solid is undergoing a change and becoming a gas, again heat is absorbed. On the other hand, when gas is getting condensed, it is getting converted to liquid, heat is released. In the similar way, when liquid is getting converted to solid, that is the process of freezing is involved, again the heat is released. And when deposition is going, that is gas is turning to solid, again the heat is released. Now, first is how do liquids change their state? On heating, when you heat the liquid, its particles they gain more energy. Some particles gain enough energy that they try to escape from the surface of the liquid and become a gas. This process of change of liquids to gaseous state on getting energy or on getting heated, this process is known as evaporation. For example, when water is heated, it changes into water vapor. This is because on heating, the water molecules start moving faster. They become free and escape in the air in the form of water vapor and can move much more freely now. Now next is liquids can also change their state on cooling. What happens is when liquids are cooled, heat is released and they get converted to solid, and the process is known as freezing. When a liquid is cooled, its particles have less energy. They slow down and they lock into the fixed arrangement of a solid. When you cool water, the movement of its molecules slow down. They come very close to each other and pack into a rigid shape to form ice. This change of liquid to solid on cooling is called freezing. Next is how do solids change state? If solids are heated, they gain energy, the particles they speed up and the attraction between them decreases. Finally, they slide past one another and their state changes to liquid, and the process in which solids are changed to liquid, it is known as melting. For example, ice is a solid. When you kept it in a warm place, the movement of molecule in ice increases and they become free from the rigid form. They become loosely packed and form water. Then, one more thing. Solids on getting heated can also turn into gaseous state. without undergoing the liquid phase. This process is known as sublimation. That is, the change from a solid state directly to a gas is called sublimation. Example you can consider is naphthalene balls. For example, you might have seen your mother keeping the naphthalene balls in the woolen clothes during the summers. And when you open these woolen clothes again in the winters, next winters, you will see that there are no naphthalene balls. What happens is these naphthalene balls, they get converted into the gaseous form जो आपको स्मेल आती है उस टाइम पे जब आप अंदर से वूलन कपड़े निकालते हो. But there is no liquid form as sublimation took place. In the same way, there is another process in which gas can be converted directly to the solid. This process is known as deposition. Now, gases also change state. When you cool gases, its particles lose energy. The attraction between particles overcome the speed of their motion and the liquid forms. It means that gases on cooling can be converted to liquid state and the process is known as condensation. For example, when you cool the steam, it condenses to form water again. It happens because the movement of water molecules becomes slower. They start moving close to each other. They become less free to move and thus come closer to each other to form water. Yes, what happens to a matter when a change of state occurs? मैटर को क्या होता है जब स्टेट चेंज होती है? As I told you earlier, its physical state changes, but its chemical identity does not change. During a change of the state, the energy of the particles, their movement, and the distance between them change. The mass of a substance does not change. And each state contains the same amount of matter. Thank you so much for watching this video.